A Libra rising chronicle for you. A story from your favorite astrologer. I am a Libra rising. If you did not know, now you know. I'll never forget this. I was maybe 22, out at a club, trying to get into this Maxim party. And the Maxim party, it tied into the Maxim magazine. It was one of those events. Very selective, very curated, very you either get picked or you don't. And the kind of place where the guy at the door decides your night in 5 seconds. So that is like the atmosphere here. And we're standing there. And by we, I mean my friend and I at the time. That was my friend, no longer a friend. Waiting for tickets. My friend goes up first and then comes back and tells me that he didn't give us the tickets because he doesn't like your body. Just like that. No hesitation, no filter, just said it just like that. And I remember standing there like, okay. And instead of leaving together, she tells me to stand further away so that she is no longer tied to me. She was trying to hide me in a way. So she sent me upstairs. The guy was downstairs, so it was like a 2-level nightclub. And the guy was downstairs in a VIP section. And so she sent me upstairs to hang out at the upstairs bar. And I was like, whatever, I'll just go up there. So I go up there and I order myself another drink. And I stand there just watching her. So she goes back up by herself and gets a ticket. And I'm just watching it happen like, oh, this is who you are. If you ever want to know what a shitty friend looks like, that's it. Someone who will make you the problem, separate you from what benefits them, and choose themselves in a humiliating moment. So please, don't ever do that to your friend. Because I know some of you are out there that still have friends like that in your life. And if the opportunity doesn't include the both of you, or it doesn't at least include a conversation where you can be kind and still work through whatever we need to work through, right? Then should it include either of you if you're true friends? Like, what is the opportunity that's benefiting you when someone is literally putting your friend down? And that moment that I'm describing here, that happened to me 20 some years ago, okay? That was the first time I really saw how people will quickly choose themselves, how people are operating mostly, okay, in a self-centered type of mind frame. And before then, I think that I was a little bit more just, oh, I didn't know that existed. And obviously I was young. But when there is something to gain, the first thing that goes out the door is loyalty. It's just something that people do. They choose the benefit over what the relationship is all about. And this month, those types of dynamics don't stay hidden. And in astrology, we see patterns over and over again. In Taurus season, we do see patterns of trust, loyalty, worthiness, self-worth, or any kind of value that is attached to worthiness. And we started out May 1st with a full moon in Scorpio. And this is the kind of energy where something becomes clear. Why? Because Scorpio is the energy of what is your real motive? What is your real intention? And it brings it forward. It is an undeniable energy, a moment where you see something, especially about another person, and you can't unsee it. From there, May 3rd through the 6th, Mars in Aries is squaring Jupiter in Cancer. Bold energy, fast decisions, big reactions. I want you to keep this in mind. And confidence just pushing forward. So if you need energy right now to do something that is a little bit out of your comfort zone, this is perfect because the Jupiter in Cancer gives you support. So there's also this tendency, though, to go too far, to react bigger than necessary, and to move before you think, because we've got cardinal signs. So, people act, but how they act matters the most. And this is how we start the month. Thank you so much for being back here at the Astro Tea podcast. My name is Alan Sky. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for being here. And let's dive further into this month. Overall, this month is going to be extremely valuable to you. There is such a forward movement, life is happening, but really just you're going to be more rooted in the present moment. And it gets grounded by a Sun Mercury Cazimi in Taurus that is unfolding May 14th. This is clarity and a realization that locks in, and often a decision that also locks in as well. So I'll give you an example. If you are someone who is maybe interviewing people and you are in the position of hiring, your realization locks in about who this person really is, and your mind is just so clear and it just makes sense. If you go from make it make sense to it makes sense, that is the moment right here. And May 16th, we have a new moon in Taurus. And I want to just say that this new moon in Taurus is a wonderful time to start a manifestation of some sort over the next 30-day cycle. I highly recommend that if you have any kind of ritual that you do at home with moon cycles, if you're into manifestation, if you are wanting to redo your vision board, if you're a visual manifester, if you are a scripting manifester, if you're a manifester of just thinking about things, if you're brewing up something, you want to take action, that is the way that you manifest. May 16th is your starting date. And I recommend that you do it for 30 days because the moon cycle, is really intended to manifest for 30 days at a time. So this is going to be one of the most stable reset points of the month. It's grounded, it's practical, it's real, and it's rich in worthiness. It's rich in value. So there is a lot of sort of value and abundance that comes with this. This is where you build something that actually lasts. That is the way that I'm seeing this new moon in Taurus. Super beautiful energy. And then May 19th, Mars moves into Taurus. And everything slows down, but very intentional. So Mars in Taurus is less reaction, more intention. So you will find yourself not wanting to chase things because you are starting to observe what really is worth your time. And this is also where relationship patterns really start to show, because when things slow down, we start to pay attention. You notice things a lot more. You notice things a lot better. And you're able to really indulge in what is being presented to you and make the most of it. And this is just such a sensual energy too. I would say that this is going to be a time where you can increase the zest for life, where you can increase the experience of whatever it is that you're going through at that time. The experience can be bigger and more supportive. So highly recommend that if you're planning to go out on dates, or you're somebody who is trying to date someone, or you're somebody who is wanting to throw and host a party, great time to do it. Then towards the end of the month, May 21st through the 22nd, Venus squares Neptune. And this is the illusion. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the month with that full moon in Scorpio and the story that I shared about myself. But also it hits up this kind of illusion right now with this Venus square Neptune on May 21st through the 22nd and a little bit beyond. Venus squaring Neptune, seeing what feels good, believing what looks right. Okay, let me say this again. Seeing what feels good, believing what looks right, but the full picture isn't there. At the same time, May 21st through the 23rd, the sun is going to have a conversation with Uranus. And this is where things become then a little disruptive. You don't see the full picture, but you see sudden behavior and an unexpected reaction. People showing you sides of themselves you didn't plan for. You notice their reaction, their tonality. You notice that there's something's up, okay? And you didn't plan for it. So people show a side of themselves that you didn't maybe necessarily expect it. So there's a little bit of this processing that'll happen with that. Then May 25th through the 26th, Mars squares Pluto. And this is pressure. So there is pressure. It's almost like, this energy is giving a little bit of competition as well. So you see something, you see a reaction, and a part of you will act a little maybe out of a competition because you are either comparing yourself, or there is sort of this jealousy behind someone's motivation or your own motivation. We're all capable of feeling jealousy. So when I'm talking about this, you could either apply it to yourself, watch out for this energy, or if you're dealing with someone who has a tendency to compete, jealousy could be a motivator. Comparison could be a motivator here. And we take a look with Mars square Pluto at power dynamics, control, high stakes reactions. And this is where people either handle things with awareness or they reveal exactly how they move, especially because many people will come from survival mode. And the reason I say survival mode is because let's not forget, okay, that we are dealing here with a Pluto that is trying to detach itself from the old sort of frequencies, old patterns. And that is going to unfold over many, many years. And so this is sort of like a first nudge, I think, to come out of survival mode, but you will see a lot of people acting on and reacting out of survival mode. And then the end of the month, May 28th through the 29th, Venus squares Saturn. And this is going to be a reality check. Clear answers, clear boundaries, what works stays and what doesn't, does not. So overall, I think that this month is going to be the best month yet in 2026. Month starts with awareness, moves into action, and ends with a truth that you need. But it doesn't necessarily need to be like a truth that is sort of like in a shocking way. It's just like a factual moment that is practical also. And that is the cosmic tea. We spilled the tea on the stars. We read the chart. So let me know how this month is unfolding for you, and be sure to check out the podcast where I talk a little bit more in depth about the full moon that is coming up next. And I dive deeper into your sign and what you can expect during that time. And before we part, I just want to say I'm wishing everyone the best month. I hope that everything that you're trying to manifest will manifest this month, or at least you're moving the needle forward a little bit. Some of the ways that you can support my show, I would love to share that with you as well. Some ways of supporting the show is by following me on my social platforms, on TikTok or on Instagram. Both handles are the same. It is Island Aura Sky. Just type that in or go into the show notes below. Another way of supporting this show is to buy me a coffee, and that link is listed in the show notes as well. And lastly, share this podcast with anybody who loves astrology, who is into using astrology in the modern world that we live in. so that they stay informed and make the best of the energies for themselves as well. Sharing is truly caring, my friends. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you in the next podcast.